I came to TV. Mr. Winnie Dim said, no face that would ever came to TV. So, Mr. Solvers Scower, men or share to other platform normal comments or comment section. I say, and more refuses so we will notification them. So, a man simply at the broken to TV. Why first person now when you're celebrating when you so or Magana and we are say offering. They other than some for fire, better way upon some one when came to TV day. Sembejan say, no man some YouTube and I'm a debro, not swing a beauty. No when you so we are say afana and it can afternoon. And when to come when ye name a year about so ever so in nation year and something there I be and no and I'm sad as I said, your queen udo back with na send a monster etino. Yan perceive we still time and I say vessel and no answer. Oba fefe mi dan se menya ati asem na etumbo ase hwehwem na me de abro na so yin beauty no hu ne ekoso enu ntika me ho na me no menwa no yonkopimo asenfo so Central Region NDC in summer ekoso ewo ho in some no aibebre ewo ma kan mo
leadership of the party to reverse his suspension, failing which he will take legal action. Sexual allegations between the constituency secretary of the party and the 2024 parliamentary candidate has triggered suspensions, including the suspension of the party's regional chairman. But lawyers for the constituency secretary are demanding the party rescind the suspension of their client and provide him with a fair hearing, citing procedural irregularities and breach of natural justice. Let me share with you details of this, letter they've written to the party. Now it says, we'll be bringing you details of this particular letter from the Central Region, where lawyers for the Central Constituency Secretary are warning the party to reinstate him and give him fair hearing, else they will take the matter to court. What does this particular letter say? We'll bring you details of that and also bring you the background to the story. So the question you'll be asking yourself is, where have we come from to where we are today? What really necessitated all of these suspensions? We have all of that covered for you here on the news today. Richard Kojunyako, who is, the head of legal affairs here at Joy News, will be joining me. But let me share with you details of this particular statement. It says, we write on the instruction of Sadiq Broni Yaboa, our client of Asin Fosu in the Asin Central Constituency in the Central Region of the Republic of Ghana. Your letter referenced NDC/HQ/69/02/29 and dated 2nd July 2024 has been brought to our notice and it is hereby referred. Your said letter communicates the decision of the Functional Executive Committee seeking to suspend our client on grounds that the purported withdrawal of the Asin Central PC was predicated on his deliberate misrepresentations and criminal conduct calculated to sabotage the PC, which is the parliamentary candidate, and by extension the party. It continues to say that our client is a member of the NDC, hereinafter referred to as, quote, the party, and until your letter referred supra, he was serving as the Asin Central Constituency Secretary. They continue to say that our client has at all material times been a true comrade, loyal and dedicated to the principles of the party and has utmost respect for the structures and procedures contained in the constitution of the party. In the light of this, he instructs us to serve you this letter in order to exhaust the internal complaint redress mechanisms pursuant to Articles 48 and 49 of the NDC Constitution. With the greatest respect, our client is scandalized by the decision of FEC to suspend him on findings impugning criminality to his conduct without first giving him a hearing. This is a clear contravention of due process envisaged under Articles 48 and 49 of the party's constitution and same infringes on the principles of natural justice. To wit, odi autorem partem, hear both sides. To this extent, your decision is a complete nullity and void ab initio. Now, as you are aware, the jurisdiction to take a disciplinary action against our client, who is a constituency officer, lies in the region, which is the appropriate forum quote, or into bracket, level of the party to sit on any complaint against our client if there is any. So those are the instructions that they've given to the NDC party. But I've been joined in the studio by Head of Legal Affairs Desk, our Joy News, Richard Kwajo Nyako, who has been investigating this. So let's understand, where did we start from?
Well, so it started prior to 2016, and Mijima, the parliamentary candidate for the Asan Central constituency, had a girlfriend, and so that girlfriend happens to be the wife of the constituency secretary. Now, this is how it all started. So Mijima has been there with this lady, and then he traveled outside the country. So upon his return in 2019, he discovered that the constituency secretary of the party had married the girlfriend. And so, I mean, they teamed up because he became the parliamentary candidate for the party in the 2020 elections. And so they teamed up, and it is said in the constituency that he championed a lot of the campaign issues and all of that. So he used to be going to the house of this constituency secretary, whose wife had been his girlfriend.
Okay.
And so things went on, and then he had some info that this parliamentary candidate was having an affair with the wife. And so, according to sources within the constituency, he had some cameras set up, and so the parliamentary candidate was captured in a video. Okay. And part of the video has gone viral within the constituency. Okay. And so elders of the party in 2021 sat down, and then there were demands. So the first demand that the constituency secretary is alleged to have made was 100,000 from the parliamentary candidate. The parliamentary candidate then offered to pay 30,000 Ghana cedis. So there was that kind of bargain, and so they settled on 80,000 so that this video would not be shown to the entire public for some scandal to erupt. Okay. And so the 80,000, I'm told, was paid, and so the issues got settled. So in 2022, the lady divorced the constituency secretary. Exactly.
Okay.
And so
they aren't there as we speak.
Exactly. As we speak now, they are not married. And so things later went on between the parliamentary candidate and the woman in question. And so the matter of the video also resurfaced. And so that was what led to the decision by the regional executive. You know that the regional executive took a decision, and later on the functional executive committee of the NDC came out to say that they didn't seek their approval before taking that decision, and that is what has warranted the suspension of the regional chairman. And so the beef of this constituency secretary is that, why is it that the thing affects me? We have come to show you a video, and instead of settling down to settle the matter, you have gone ahead to suspend me. And that is why he's issued a 3-day ultimatum to the party for them to rescind the suspension they have given him. And so
this video has been shown to the party executives, the functional executives.
Yeah, the regional executive.
Okay. But the earlier decision was that the candidate was suspended.
The candidate was suspended based on the video. They sat down on the matter and realized that, well, it was going to be very difficult to market such a product, such a candidate, because of the scandal that is currently around him. And so they decided that, well, why don't we deal with the matter at our level so that we can replace this candidate? Okay. And that was what led to the removal or the suspension of the parliamentary candidate. And that is why the national executive came in and said that you cannot take that action without recourse to us. Okay. And so they quashed the decision of the regional party and invited the regional chairman and the regional secretary for a meeting in Accra. And following that, the regional chairman was suspended and the constituency secretary was suspended. Okay,
I'm grateful to you for that background there, because it puts this matter into some context. But we're joined by Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Gwande, with more on this development in the constituency. Mustafa, here is your constituency secretary saying that he's giving the party 3 days to rescind that decision, else he takes you on in court. What was the response of the party?
Thank you very much, and good evening to our cherished listeners. I believe that, first and foremost, the letter written by the lawyer I'll call it misleading legal opinion or legal advice, because the National Executive Committee have not judged and found the Constituency Secretary guilty. On the face of the evidence that we have following that report or that action by the Regional Executive Committee, we have done some amount of investigation into the issues. First and foremost, there were issues of extortion. There were conducts that borders on cybercrime. And so we have decided to suspend him, referred that conduct to the national. He will be heard, or he will be given fair hearing. Now, if you go behind this to say that you've been judged wrongly and you've been accused, and that matter, you are threatening a general secretary to revoke the decision of a functional executive committee. It is only whether you are ignorant. It is only if you are ignorant. 2, you sought misleading legal advice. That is when you will advance some of these arguments. As we speak, I will not be the one